Well, it is extremely dangerous to leave children in cars because the temperature inside the car quickly climbs much higher than temperature outside. Lori Johnson looks at why these disasters happen and how technology can help prevent them.
May 25th, 2011. Brett and Christy Cavallero didn't know it, but that hot morning would be the last spent with their daughter, nicknamed Ray Ray. Brett had planned to drop her off at daycare on the way to work.
I took her to the truck with Brett, and we both put her in her car seat together.
Ray Ray fell asleep in the car. Brett forgot she was there.
Daycare is only about 300 yards to the left, and I drop her off, and then I circle back and continue on this way. Well, I took a right instead.
And so our tragedy revolves around one wrong turn.
My best guess is that when I made that right-hand turn, my mind was on autopilot. I'm now driving to work.
It wasn't until I picked Brett up for our lunch date that he remembered that he couldn't remember dropping her off at school that day.
And I said to my wife, I think Ray's in my truck.
By that time, it was too late. Ray Ray had become one of nearly 300 children to die after being forgotten in a hot car. If you think you would never forget your child is in the car and that only a bad parent would do that, think again.
The sad truth is any of us could do that.
Psychologist David Mitchell says our short-term memory only holds about 7 items at a time.
If you could picture almost like a glass, my short-term memory is a glass, and I pour my 7 items in there. In order for me to add more in there, some has to come out.
And our brains sometimes create false memories.
But in the short-term memory, the checklist, if you will, of the things that we have to do, if we are going through our mental checklist and something distracts us, something, pulls our attention, I'm in the middle of a thought, I'm trying to, figure something out, then our checklist, we may have gone through and actually checked off on our list something that we haven't done.
Forgotten infants are most often behind the driver in rear-facing car seats.
If anyone's ever seen that in a car, if you're the driver, you really can't tell if there's a baby in that car seat or not. I mean, it's not like their head sticks above the top, because if it does, it's if they're in the wrong car seat.
There are lots of things you can do to prevent this from happening to you. Just little habits, really. For instance, every time you get out of your car, just look in the car seat. Always put your purse, briefcase, or computer next to the car seat. Also, keep a toy with the car seat at all times. When the baby is in the seat, put the toy up front with you. Brett and Christy Cavallero also came up with Ray Ray's pledge for daycare providers.
Should the child not arrive by his or her usual arrival time and a planned absence has not already been communicated, they will call one or both parents until they find out where that child's whereabouts are.
Even NASA got into the act when engineer Chris Edwards invented a car seat alarm.
Well, we had a local incident where a child died, and this was my way of dealing with it.
The alarm consists of this car seat sensor, which is activated by the weight of your baby in the seat. Another sensor with an alarm goes on your keychain. If you walk away from the car with your baby still in the car seat, the alarm goes off.
Probably 30 to 50 feet.
Edwards calls his invention a simple way to save lives.
So the parts in it are very inexpensive. They're readily available, so it should be easy for a manufacturer to make a product out of them.
Other devices like this are currently on the market. And right now in Congress, there's a push to require manufacturers to install this type of life-saving technology.
If our vehicles can tell us if we've let our headlights on so we don't get a dead battery, I think it's equally, of course, more important to have a reminder so we don't have a dead baby.
But right now, it's up to the parents to put as many safety nets into place as possible. Lori Johnson, CBN News.